Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Karin Hotring Everon, and I'm about to find out at Fiddle Offroad. We are back. It's been 3 weeks since the last Will It Offroad. I hope you enjoyed last week's video of Mega's Games. We had a ton of fun recording that, like an absolute blast. And if I'm not mistaken, next week, a VOD should go live on my second channel, featuring a live stream from Mega's Games, so 3 hours of all kinds of fails and fun. And then I still have 3 more videos coming from the Mega's Games 5M server. 5M, of course, if you're not familiar, is a custom single-player based online experience that can take many different forms. On Mega's Games, it's just a lot of racing and game modes. If you're familiar with Bruffy, you see him on Project Homecoming, and occasionally I think it's called 8th Gear, where he set the record for the biggest race ever, and I really want to get in on one of those next time, because that just looked like an absolute ton of fun. G-Fred with 150 people, sign me up. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And of course, you can join us for Megas, for Will It Offroad, and for anything that we record or live stream if you play on PC, because that's where we all play. And if you're a member of the Vainglorious Discord, there's a link in the description down below. Of course, even if you don't play on PC, you are still going to find a place amongst the Vainglorious. If you're a regular here on my channel, then you should go ahead and join the Discord, because you're already part of the community and you may as well get that full benefit. And of course, we have players from all different consoles and of course PC players that play pretty much everything. If you can think of a game, you'll probably find somebody on the Vainglorious Discord server who plays it. And of course, we have non-gaming channels as well. So we would love to have you join us. Only had 2 that joined me for the Everon. We will have more later for the Brickade 6x6. But it was Sunday afternoon, and some people had just woke up. Some people were out to lunch. And I don't know where everybody else was. We have a role that I ping. It's totally opt-in. People can opt in to be pinged when it's time to record Will It Offroad videos. And I pinged it, and and then I waited a respectable amount of time. And then the people don't show up, well, so be it. But the Everon surprised me quite a bit. This has been an effortless run. I really expected, because of how low to the ground it is, and the fact that it is one of the newer vehicles, that every single bush was just going to be like a big barricade in front of it, stopping it from going forward. But no, it just ignored the bushes. So Rockstar, can we make all the vehicles ignore the bushes? Please and thank you. Though I think it's probably because it was a copy-paste job on the handling files from the other NASCAR-based car we have. But we are up 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Will It Offroad? Yeah, you can see the outcome of that guy pulling me out of my truck there. It didn't go well for him. And we'll just leave it there. There are just 2 support trucks, both Destin and Charlie, in Everon's as well. I really did. I truly thought this thing was going to struggle, and I was pleasantly surprised when it didn't. Just absolutely effortless to get up the mountain. Granted, not the fastest thing ever. And speaking of speeds, I could down. Out of 380 vehicles as of this video, which, by the way, this is Will It Offroad number 196. We are getting closer and closer to that 200th episode. 200. Man, that's a lot of driving up and down the mountain. But that doesn't count the races, and that doesn't count the times we've done it in the snow. Anyways, out of 380 vehicles, this was number 128, so decent showing. It is 300ths, so 0.03 slower than the SM722. And it is 0.05, so 500ths faster than a Flash GT in the sports class, where this thing inexplicably resides. Out of 74 sports vehicles that we have tested, it's 40th. And those other 2 cars I just mentioned, yeah, they're also sports cars, so same splits there, so nothing new to report. However, in the LS Truck Wars DLC so far, we've tested 10 vehicles. There are still 6 cars that we haven't tested, 3 that haven't even been released, the Boar, the Eudora, and the Virtue. And we'll be pairing those up with the Issy Rally, the Charlie, the Broadway, and the Panther, respectively. I can't believe I can remember all that off the top of my head. That was quite the entrance for Charlie. But anyways, this is 4th out of Drug Wars so far. It is 12.72 seconds slower than the 300R, in 7.32 seconds faster than the Entity NT as we prepare for checkpoints in the Northeast, which we're not going to bother with, but hey, there it is. I know I can turn these off, but I like free mode events. When I'm in the lobby and not doing anything else, I just leave them on. And if I turn them off to record Bullet Off-Road, then I'll forget to turn them back on, and then I'll miss out on some, so I just leave them on. I have pretty much everything else turned off, though, because I just don't like all the icons on the map. They bug me. We are down 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Charlie made an attempt at jumping over there, and, well, it's the thought that counts, they say. Back up to the top for a beautiful, beautiful sunset damage descent. Charlie's already down a little bit. He was trying to get a checkpoint in his truck that was up on the top of the mountain, and it just didn't go so well. And he fell a little bit, and then he was trying to work his way back up, and it just didn't work. Yeah, by the way, I got stuck with my back end wedged against the rock and the front end against the tree, and I became like a truck dam, stopping all the other trucks from going down. And then I'm just doing a burnout, wiggling the stick back and forth, just trying to get unstuck. I can't have any assistance. When the other vehicles, if they accidentally hit me, that's one thing, but I can't have any intentional help. But I got it freed. Finally, the weird physics fixed it. God, speaking of weird physics, wait till you see the 6x6 next. It has some strange characteristics when it's not on its wheels. I don't even know how to really explain what it does. Like, I thought the Barrage and the Dune were bizarre in how they handle when they're starting to roll over and when their wheels are on the ground. But man, the Brickade 6x6, wow, that took a lot of my health. The Brickade 6x6 is in like a whole different league all on its own. But the Everon, for being, you know, just boop Charlie over the bridge there. For being just a low slung, you know, average sports car, is doing surprisingly well. However, you may have just heard there slight engine rattle. And of course, we lost the hood, so one of the rare opportunities to actually get to see under the hood, because you can't pop it in the interaction menu. Seems odd. Almost cleared the wood pile. So very, very close, but in the end, didn't get there. Having trouble getting turned around, but we are down 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Charlie being very NASCAR over there. Let's take a look at the damage on the Hotring Everon. The hood is missing. The doors won't close. Has slight body damage. Bent wheels, which they already stands, but they are bent worse. And slight engine damage. It was just the tiniest of engine rattles, but it was there. You probably have to go back and listen for it. There's looking at the 2 support trucks. I met my demise very soon after this photo. Killtastic decided I should be shot in the face. But that is going to bring us to our next vehicle. And of course it is the MTL Brickade 6x6. And I'm just spinning through the shot really fast because it doesn't matter, because this thing's so huge that I can't get the whole thing to fit in the shot anyway without the camera doing weird glitchy things. So yeah, you'll probably hear a mine go off because I think somebody dropped a mine. Wasn't me, promise. I didn't hear it. I could have swore Hobo said he had dropped a mine. I know earlier Charlie didn't. It was an oil slick, but he just oil slicked himself basically. So this thing is a bizarre vehicle. It is all 6-wheel drive, all 6 wheels are driven. And since it has some strange physics, it tends to be rather unpredictable in bumpy off-road situations, because you're never quite sure. Oh god, I really thought Hobo was going to like flip me over right there. You're never really quite sure which wheel is going to get the most grip. And this thing, like if one of the middle wheels, there in the back, but you know, like the middle set basically, if one of them gets grip, it'll spin you in that direction and pivot on that wheel. It's just really bizarre. And sometimes it will, even if you're not giving it gas or hitting the brakes, either one, it'll still like lurch forward as if you were on the gas. And that happened to Kiltastic at the very top of the mountain. I've had it happen to me too. I practiced with this because I was concerned about, you know, just how easy is it going to be to get up here. We have driven it up in the snow before, and it did make it. But the snow doesn't really matter, so I wasn't really paying attention. The snow's just for fun, really. But yeah, it's just, it's an odd one to drive. But it does make for some potential good stuff for Will It Off-Road Bingo, which you can play. Oh dear, look at this. It has Unreal Grip. Look at that. Anyways, you can play Will It Off-Road Bingo. Link in the description down below. Once you get there, just click on Generate New Card, and then when things happen in the video, if they're on your card, check them off, and if you get bingo, well, we want to hear about it in the comments down below, and you would be our sixth winner ever of Will It Off-Road Bingo. That's right, and across well over 200 total videos, because we do it in snow as well. But in just 196 regular Will It Off-Road videos, there have been 5 winners. Well, yeah, and maybe now in number 196, you could be our 6th. Maybe. This is the corner that is most problematic, and also where the weird physics come into play. Just like it just kind of falls over all of a sudden, and then I do this weird wall ride, and then it falls over again, and then I drive on the wall for a second, and then it gets grip somehow and goes, even though it was laying on its side. And then there, you can see that mid left wheel is what got grip, and it pivoted around. Here I have nothing happening with my front wheels. This thing understeers so bad if it's only the front tires getting grip, which I get, but it's a bit exaggerated. I'm just taking it slow because this thing is just an absolute handful. And of course, we had a lot of fun recording these vehicles, especially because, well, not too many people were successful getting their big giant vehicles up the mountain. You can see there are some dots still a bit far behind, and one that isn't going to be with us once we do reach the top. And you can see all of those outtakes. By the way, I did get it just barely stuck on the rear bumper on the dirt. My front wheels have grip, but not enough. And I'm trying to look around. I'm like, what am I spinning on? Because my wheel, I can just hear my wheel spinning. And yeah, it was really strange. I finally decided to be brave and back up and hope that the weird physics did not spell my doom, and I was okay. It started to go off to the side, but this is one of those vehicles you can just kind of save it just by gunning it. But here, look, I'm clearly turning to the right, and I'm going very much to the left. I don't know. But anyways, you can see all the outtakes and hear all the calamity that happened in the behind-the-scenes version of Will It Off-Road, and you can get access to that one of 4 ways. The first one is just by being a subscriber on our Vainglorious Discord server. That gives you access to the Vainglorious supporters section of the server. The other 3 ways involve linking your respective servers to Discord and accessing that same channel, either by becoming a member here on YouTube, by being a Twitch subscriber, whether it was gifted, paid, or used from Prime Gaming, or by making a monthly pledge at patreon.com/Vainglorious Gaming. I appreciate any support you can offer, even if it's just a like and a comment on the video. I really do greatly appreciate it. We are finally up to the top of the mountain. 5 minutes, 18 seconds. So Will It Off-Road I mean, it made it. So technically, yes, but don't. Just don't. Not on the mountain, anyways. Not what we've done. Yeah, I can see only 2 vehicles are here with us. I had to do a several point turn just to get down. I decided I did not want to tangle with that bit of rock right there, and then I was just going to go around it and be very, very, very careful. But yeah, as I was mentioning, I do appreciate any support. Even if it's just a like, just watching the video, I really do appreciate it. Of course, your likes and your comments do really help the video. I know you hear YouTubers say that all the time, but it's true. And that's why we say it all the time. Yeah, don't ask me what's happening here. It's just, I was turning to the right, the front end was stuck, and it's like, I pivot this way now. But that YouTube counts engagement, and the higher a channel gets in engagement, it not only helps that particular video reach more people, but channels with really high engagement tend to do better in the mythical YouTube algorithm with all of its black magic and sorcery that's involved. So yeah, just leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji of a mountain because you like Will at Offroad. Yeah, that's fine. But any bit of engagement I would greatly appreciate. So in terms of, I don't think we can call it performance. In terms of how it stacks up against all the other vehicles, out of 380, it is 335. In fact, it's nearer the bottom than that sounds. That makes it sound like it's, 45 away? But really, there's only 16 vehicles that did worse that actually made it to the top of the mountain. There's that... Oh, Charlie's having problems. Bye, Charlie. I'll see you, buddy. Oh, no, he's fine. Okay, he's fine. He's alright. He's okay. Yeah, a lot of the vehicles past that, or all the vehicles past that 16, all DNF. Nice jump. Oh, we barely clipped me there. That could have been bad. It looks like it is bad for him. He's on the wrong side of the mountain. So yeah, this did not do really well. It is 1.18 seconds slower than the RCV, which they both get about the same time for about the same reason. Yeah, they can both climb, but they're both really long and really struggle to navigate around a lot of the corners. It is 3.1 seconds faster, however, than the Bravado Rat Truck. So that thing just doesn't have grip, so that explains that. In terms of service vehicles, and there's some weird numbers here. The first one, not so strange. It is 1 minute 18.47 seconds slower than the Dune. Dune also with some weird physics, but the same ability to just get grip and climb. So, but not as long. So, of course, it went up a lot faster. But the weird one is just a non-upgraded taxi, just one stolen off the street. This thing's 18.95 seconds faster than the taxi. Doesn't seem right, but I went back and looked at it. That's how long it took the taxi. It did, however, get up the mountain a minute 51.65 faster here in dry, sunny conditions than it did in the snow for the Brickade 6x6. So not bad. In terms of drug war vehicles, out of the 10 we've tested, it's 8th. It is 2 minutes 14.72 seconds slower than the Tahoma Coupe and the other two, the Journey 2 and the van. I just went totally blank on the name of the van. Surfer Custom. They both DNF'd, so they did not even make it up the mountain. And that video is already up. Well, of course it's already up because we wouldn't be able to compare it if it wasn't. I'm just continuing to be careful here because this thing, I just don't want it to just suddenly shoot off into orbit because it does some weird pirouettes, weird flips, all kinds of stuff. You'll see it on the damage descent. Just all kinds of just bizarre things happen. Just inexplicable. However, what happens here is pretty freaking funny. Charlie's coming down the mountain a little out of control. I love it. I absolutely love it. Freak out the lumber mill workers. They don't even know what to think about these giant trucks. Of course, Kiltastic is just dying over and over again in the background. I don't know. I know at the very top, like the last little climb to get to the very top of the mountain, his Brickade fell off the side. I don't know if he got out and just tried to walk down the mountain or what happened, but yeah, he's definitely hurting. But now that we've taken Regina out of the way, we are down 4 minutes, almost 57 seconds, Charlie, once again. Not quite getting the jump. But we are back at the top for what is probably our best launch to a damage descent ever. Not the fact I had to go off the side, but yeah. The fact I got smacked by a babushka. Hobo was trying to just fly in front of me, and instead managed to just split the other thing. But yeah, you can see the weird physics. Watch at some point, Charlie's Brickade will be like spinning on its rear end with its front end of the air, just spinning around like a top. I don't remember exactly when it happens, but it's strange, and you can see the way this thing falls. Like it doesn't behave properly. Like it's just, I know I keep saying weird physics, but that's because the physics are weird. Like it just doesn't. Wait, there it is. There you go. See it spinning around on his roof. I just don't even know what was happening there. There, and like there, just suddenly lurched to the left for me. I wasn't doing anything that would make a vehicle want to roll over to the left. But it just whips around and does things like that where it looks like it's defying gravity. Like, look at that. What is that? What is that? I don't understand. I would love to know what it is about some of these stranger vehicles that make them behave the way they do. I'm sure somebody who understands the handling files could probably explain it to me. And if you know, I would love to hear. Like, what is it in the behind the scenes portion of these vehicles that just make them do this weirdness? I love it because it's just so strange and bizarre, and just the unpredictability of it. But at the same time, I kind of hate it because it can be frustrating when you're actually trying to accomplish something like, you know, turn right in my case, and it just was like, no, I'm gonna keep going straight. And yeah, I wanted to see if I could get over the woodpile, and nah. I did remember to take off the ram weapon on the front, by the way. And I once again have my rear bumper stuck on something, and I can't get grips, so it's just gonna pivot up there in the front. I'm gonna back up, just get a little bit of speed, and keep an eye out to the highway down the road there. Yeah, there's Hobo and his babushka trying to taxi down here for the sport vehicle shot. He does get it down here eventually, but not quite the way you would expect. But we're down. I forgot to look at the time, and it's gone now. So anyways, you saw it, whatever it was. The headlights, 2 taillights, and slight body damage. There's Hobo. He's stuck on something, but he does eventually get free. And he does make it for the support vehicles shot. Yep, there he is. Good landing. I had to climb places I normally don't go to get the support vehicle shot, but totally worth it, and it was a ton of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. That puts number 196 in the books. It has been my pleasure to bring you this video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week, probably with some more Megas games, unless Rockstar manages to release vehicles 2 weeks in a row, which unlikely, but, you know, we can always hope. Anyways, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.